Welcome students, welcome to monostable multivibrator now. So I am explaining monostable multivibrator. So monostable, what do you mean by monostable? Mono means single, okay. So if you observe the output waveform, here is a square wave, okay. It is not a square wave. It consists of two periods, on time and off time, okay. So on time here it is said to be unstable state, whereas the off time it is said to be stable state. Why on time is said to be unstable means, here the T on period it is equal to 1.1 times RC, means T on period it depends upon the values of the resistance and the capacitance used. So by varying the values of R and C, we can vary the on period, whereas the off period it remains stable here. So it is called monostable multivibrator. It has a single stable state, therefore the name monostable multivibrator. Here is the circuit diagram of monostable multivibrator. So IC 555 timer is used as in case of unstable multivibrator. The difference compared to unstable multivibrator is that here only one resistance is used, okay, whereas another resistance RB is not used. So the pin number 7 and 6 are directly shorted here, okay, and we are using only one resistance of 10 kilo ohm connected between pin number 8 and 7, whereas pin number 7 and 6 are directly shorted, and between pin number 6 to pin number 1 a capacitance of range 0.1 microfarad is connected. So here the on time depends upon these two components R and C here, and the pin number 2 is given with trigger input, okay. Trigger in the sense pulses. Pulse input is provided at pin number 2, and between pin number 5 and 1 more capacitance of range 0.1 microfarad is connected, okay, and at pin number 3 we are measuring the output, whereas pin number 8 and 4 are directly shorted, and all the three terminals are shorted and provided with plus 5 volt VCC supply. So these are the connections of the circuit. Now let us see the design. So design is like this. T on is equal to 1.1 times RC. So this is the equation of the on period. Let us assume the frequency equals 1 kilohertz. Either we can assume the frequency as 1 kilohertz or on time as 1 milliseconds. Here, since on time is variable, we are assuming the on time here, okay, that is equal to 1 millisecond, and assume the capacitance equals 0.1 microfarad, okay. So now from equation 1 we can calculate the value of R. R is equal to T on divided by 1.1 times C, okay. So R equals, T on is nothing but 1 milli divided by 1.1 into capacitance value is 0.1 microfarad. So calculating we get R equals 9.09 kilo ohm. The standard resistance available is 10 kilo ohm. So choose R equals 10 kilo ohm and capacitance C equals 0.1 microfarad. So these are the only two components we need to design here, okay. Now let us see the input and the output waveform. So the first is the trigger input, okay. Trigger input is provided to pin number 2, okay. So we are directly providing the trigger input of frequency 1 kilohertz, okay. We need not set any amplitude or anything. So depending upon the values of R and C, the amplitude will be automatically set in the circuit, okay. So at pin number 2 we are providing this trigger input. Then at pin number 6 or 7 we can observe the capacitor voltage, okay. So the capacitor voltage will be like this, okay. So it will be having charging time, then discharging, again charging, discharging. Here you can observe, compared to a stable multivibrator, the discharging time will be very less. It is it is very small. Okay, so the off period will be very small compared to on period. So for frequency equals 1 kilohertz, T on will be equal to 1 millisecond. So maximum it will take the charging time, whereas the discharging time will be very less. Okay, and this is the output waveform we are measuring at the pin number 3. So for charging period of the capacitor, we can get the on period, on pulse during the charging time of the capacitor, and during discharging as well as this much delay, we can get the off period of the pulse. Again it will be charging and discharging. So we can get a rectangular waveform like this. Here the charging time T on depends upon the values of R and C. So it will be 1.1 times RC. Okay, and here T off is the stable state, whereas T on will be the unstable state. So this is the design of the monostable multivibrator. Now I am going to demonstrate the monostable multivibrator experiment. So here is the circuit of monostable multivibrator. I have inserted the IC in the first slot of this socket. Okay, so corresponding to this socket, this slot, this corresponds to pin number 1. This is 2, 3 and 4. Okay, and this is 5, 6, 7 and 8. So these are the pins of the IC, 555 IC. So now from pin number 1, so here is the circuit diagram. You can observe. So pin number 1 should be directly grounded. Here you can observe pin number 1 I have directly grounded here. This I have made it the grounded point, common ground point. So 1 I have grounded. Then pin number 2 is provided with the trigger input. So positive of the probe is connected to the trigger input. You can observe here the input should be pulse. Okay, input should be provided with the pulse. So by varying this function knob, you can get sine, triangle, ramp, then you will get the pulse. So switch it to pulse waveform. Okay, switch it to pulse waveform and provide the frequency 1 kilohertz. Okay, so these are the two things you need to set in the signal generator. Okay, then here pin number 5 and to the ground, 0.1 microfarad should be provided. Here you can observe in the circuit 0.1 microfarad is connected between pin number 5 and the common ground. And pin number 3 is provided with the output. Pin number 4 and 8 are shorted, and I have given to the supply also. You can observe to the pin number 8 I have given plus 5 volt supply here. Okay, so this is a fixed supply. So you need to connect the positive from the positive terminal to the pin number 8 and negative to the common ground. And between pin number 8 and 7, 10 kilo ohm resistance is connected, and between pin number 7 and 6 it is directly shorted, and between pin number 6 and the common ground one more 0.1 microfarad is connected. So these are the connections of the circuit. Now you can observe the output on the CRO. So on the CRO you are observing the capacitor waveform. This is charging and discharging of the capacitor. You can connect to pin number 6 or pin number 7 of the 555 timer IC. You can get this charging and discharging waveform, and this is for the second channel. I have provided the output voltage. Okay, I have connected to the output voltage at pin number 3. So you can observe here you are getting a rectangular type waveform. And if you want to observe the pulse, now you can observe here I have given to the pin number 2. Pin number 2 is the trigger input. So this is the trigger input what you can observe now. Okay, so it is a train of pulses. Okay, so for this trigger input, now I will give to pin number 3. Okay, so pin number 3 is the output. So here you are observing the output. Okay, now you need to measure the T on and T off. Okay, so T on, how to measure? So using the position knobs, these 3 knobs, you can set it to the convenient position. So I have set the on period between here, origin to this. Okay, so at this from 0 to here, how many divisions? So this is one division. After 1, 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8. So here it is 1.8 divisions. 1.8 into 0.5. So how much 1.8 into 0.5? So 1.8 into 0.5 gives you 0.9. See, in 0.5 here, time per division, it is milliseconds. Okay, it is 0.5 milliseconds. So 1.8 into 0.5 gives you 0.9 milliseconds. So T on is 0.9 millisecond. In the tabular column, you need to write down the value. So T on is 0.9 millisecond. But how much we have to get T on? T on we should get 1 millisecond. According to the design here, you can observe T on we have assumed as 1 milliseconds. So we should get 1 millisecond, but approximately we are getting 0.9 millisecond. So this is T on. Similarly, T off. Observe the output here. So you can observe here this is 0 from 0 point to 0.4. So 0.4 divisions, 0.4 into 0.5 milliseconds. 0.4 into 0.5 gives us 0.2. So it is 0.2 milliseconds. So tabulate the readings, 0.2 millisecond. Then what is T? T is the total period. T is equal to T on plus T off. So 0.9 plus 0.2. Now it is 1.1 milliseconds. So for 1 millisecond, we got 1.1 millisecond. So what is frequency? Frequency is 1 over T. So 1 over 1.1 millisecond. 1 divided by 1.1, we get 0.9 kilohertz. So 0.9 into 1000, we get 909, means approximately 900 kilohertz it is. Okay, so 910 kilohertz or 900 hertz. Okay, it is 900 hertz. So what is the duty cycle? Duty cycle is nothing but T on by T. So here T on is 0.9 milli, T is 1.1 millisecond. So 0.9 by 1.1, 0.9 divided by 1.1, we get 0.81. Okay, so 0.81 into 100, we need to express it in percentage. So 0.81 into 100 gives you 81%. So 81% is the duty cycle of the monostable multivibrator. So the theoretical value of T on is 1 millisecond. So approximately we are getting 0.9 millisecond. So for 0.9 millisecond, we are getting this much duty cycle. So this completes the monostable multivibrator. Thanks for watching the video, students. Thank you.